What's up, people? Today I am in a new location and there is no green screen here, as you guys can tell, and I have a very exciting review for you guys today. Stay tuned and we will talk all about it. What's up, people? As you can see, no more green screen behind me. I feel like the green screen kind of held me back a bit, and I just wanted to explain that to you guys right off the top. You know, I am I am just starting out on YouTube, and the channel hasn't really generated any kind of money or funding to do green screen work. You know, I have a camera right now that is kind of lackluster for doing green screen, and I thought that I could basically work my way around it, and I really couldn't. As you can tell from my previous reviews that I did, the green screen work is kind of choppy, and I don't want to bring you guys choppy work. So the way that this is going to go is it's going to be like this for a while until the channel starts generating some money, and as soon as it does, I am going to get a better camera that can handle green screen work that doesn't allow the green screen just to overtake my image. You know, I was messing around with settings and everything like that in my video program, and really, you know, I've done green screen work before and I've had to mess with settings before, but nothing like that. And honestly, just looking at those older reviews that I did with the green screen, that is exactly the best that it can be with me, you know, pushing the settings to do what needed to be done to actually get it to look that way. And it just took a while to do those videos, and it took away from me giving you guys more content. So I am going to keep it like this, and those green screen reviews will come out as soon as I can get a better camera that can actually handle the green screen, and I promise you guys it will be a lot better. Another thing that we're going to be changing today is the actual formatting of these reviews. You know, not everybody cares about what I think of the Blu-rays and the 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays and the audio and all of that. And I understand that. Some people just want my review of the movie itself, and these videos can get a bit long. A lot of them have been taking about half an hour, and not everybody wants to come back to a video multiple times to watch these videos. So what I am going to do is separating them in half, because legitimately half of all of my videos are the movie review and half are the actual review of the Blu-ray. So what is going to happen is, from now on, all of my videos are going to be one review of the movie, and then there will be one review of the Blu-ray where I will link back to the movie review, and I feel like that's going to be a lot more convenient for you guys, and I feel like that's going to be a way for me to release more videos for you guys a week, and I feel like things are going to be spread out a lot more that way, and it's going to be a lot better for me, and it's going to be a lot better for you guys as well. I promise. You guys that like more beefier content and a lot of content, it will still be there. Trust me. And now to get to the reason why we are actually here today, and that is to talk about my review of the 2017 Mummy film. Now, we're not talking about the Brendan Fraser Mummy film, and we're not talking about Boris Karloff either. We are actually talking about Tom Cruise, because for those of you who don't know, Universal is rebooting every single horror franchise that they have that is old school into this new dark universe, and they are doing the whole Marvel thing that everybody is doing right now, and that is pretty much just creating a whole universe for all of their characters to interact with each other. And damn, you definitely see that Marvel influence in this movie because they cannot get away from that. Now, this movie stars Tom Cruise as Jake Morton, and Jake is the stereotypical asshole guy that has all the quippy quirks to him that Tom Cruise loves to play, and you can see it from the beginning that they are trying really hard to make Tom Cruise's character of Nick an asshole, and that is going to come up a little later on in the review, but I really dug the whole Indiana Jones kind of vibe that was definitely in the Brendan Fraser Mummy film that came out in 1999, and it definitely still is here. You know, Tom Cruise and Jake Johnson have good interplay with each other at the beginning of this film, and they are a bunch of military guys that are really just out to find stuff to sell on the black market, and they're going to hide it from the military. And that is like a scoundrel kind of Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones thing to do. And that is really what Tom Cruise is trying to sell here to you. Especially when Annabelle Wallis's character of Jenny comes in, where her and Tom Cruise have a very short history with each other, and they try to have a bunch of quips back and forth, where Tom Cruise keeps on like, you know, screwing her over, and he's such an asshole and a scoundrel, but she likes him anyway, yada yada yada. You know, this is like a very common trope for films, and it's gonna start a trend with this movie where this movie is going to tread a lot of very familiar ground, but shove a lot of things in our face as well. And man, they are trying to set up a lot for this dark universe instead of letting this movie be its own thing. And god damn, I just wanted this movie to be its own thing. You know, they're trying to switch things around. They have Sofia Boutella's character, who is going to be the female mummy this time around. Yeah. And a lot of people are saying that they're trying to do a female spin on this, and that is because they truly are. And that is one way that they want to make this film stand out and be unique. Another way that they want it to stand out and be unique is that she possesses Jack in this film. And they have like a kind of seductress relationship with Jack where she haunts him and he is possessed, and you know, he has like kind of like a relationship or a rapport with her very quickly because she haunts his mind. And that ultimately is something that I really found interesting with the movie, because he has more of a relationship with the mummy in this movie, where the Brendan Fraser characters or any of the other characters in mummy films really didn't have. You know, it's not just him stumbling upon her in this movie. It is her actually possessing him, and man, a lot of the possession is kind of a mixed bag. I like the whole like deeper bond with the two, and that comes across relatively well, but there are other more shoehorned elements of the possession that really don't come across too well in this film, and it is kind of a mixed bag. But I feel like this movie is a real mixed bag. I don't hate this movie like other people do, and that's just how I feel about it. But I do feel like it is definitely a movie that is just cram-packed with ideas and cram-packed with the whole concept of starting up this universe, and man, none of this feels natural at all. It is just hitting every beat to set up this universe, and bleh. You know, they set up Henry Jekyll here from Jekyll and Hyde, and he's played by Russell Crowe, and Russell Crowe is really good as Jekyll and Hyde. I know that they have Javier Bardem cast as the Wolfman for a movie that is slated for a couple of years down the road, and I kind of would have liked Javier Bardem in this role instead, but we do have Russell Crowe, and he does work really well here. And, you know, as good as he does work, though, I feel like it is just shoehorned in. Like when he and Tom Cruise have to have this action scene where Henry turns into Jekyll and Tom Cruise has to subdue him. It comes at a very convenient time in the movie, and it feels very shoehorned in. And Henry Jekyll, he is pretty much the Nick Fury of this universe, because they have to have a Nick Fury type character, and that is going to be him. So he runs this organization, and they pretty much take care of the supernatural elements like the X-Files, and that is what his whole team does. And even though I feel like that is played off kind of well here, it is also very shoehorned in, and that forces me to have kind of a mixed bag feeling with it, where I don't like it and I don't hate it. It just kind of lines up in the middle somewhere, and this whole movie for me lines up in the middle somewhere. It's just, down the road, kind of just like I'm taking bits and part of this. I like this, I hate this, I really, could care less about this, and, the whole movie is like that. Now, this is a Tom Cruise movie, and we have Tom Cruise kind of action here. He does his own stunts. It feels very well integrated into this movie, and it comes across very, very well. And I just feel like Tom Cruise as an action star, I like a lot. He does a lot of his own stunts. It feels very real and tactile, and there is this like a holy shit that just happened kind of feel to it that I really do like, and that plays here very well. Now, for the things that I absolutely do not like about this movie is the relationship between Tom Cruise's character and Annabelle Wallis's character. It does not feel natural whatsoever. I dare anybody to tell me that it felt natural to them, because it doesn't. It really, really doesn't. There is no reason for her to like him. None whatsoever. But yet, at the drop of a hat, she will try and change him to be a better person, and yada yada yada. We've all seen this before. I actually like her as an actress, but I do not like her in this movie because they give her the stereotypical woman role, and she deserves more. And as for Tom Cruise's character, this is something that Tom Cruise struggles with. He always wants to be the Harrison Ford type of rascal, and Brendan Fraser definitely hit that mark in 1999 with that original Mummy film. The thing about Tom Cruise is he never wants to go all the way with his assholishness. You'll have one scene where Tom Cruise acts like an asshole, and then the rest of the movie, he is constantly going back for her and not leaving her places and just acting like a guy that is falling in love with her for some reason. You never get why, and at the same point in time, she is always calling him an asshole and blaming him for shit that you really don't get, and you're just kind of just like, dude, you're not an asshole. Stop trying to be that. It is not in your nature. It is not in your wheelhouse. You want to portray yourself as like this all-around nice guy. Just try to be that. I mean, I don't know. Just play within your wheelhouse. If you don't want to be an asshole, don't try to do that. And that's what he does here, and it annoys me. None of his rascalness plays in this movie other than that first scene where he sleeps with her and leaves her. That's it. Another thing that annoys me in this movie is Jake Johnson's character. His first scene in the movie is really great, and then his character changes, and it's for the worst. He comes across as kind of a weird kind of comedy act in this movie, and it really doesn't work for me. And every single scene that he pops up in, I'm just wondering, what are you doing here, dude? What are you doing here? I'm supposed to be taking this seriously? Really? And as for Sofia Boutella as the Mummy, the whole gender switch thing, I don't care about. If you want to make the Mummy a woman, just make her imposing and make me fear her. I do not fear Sofia Boutella. I have a feeling that anybody could just, snap her like a twig, and that's not what I want from the Mummy. If you're going to do a female Mummy, have somebody like, Selma Hayek. Salma Hayek would kill in this role. She would be seductress, and she would ham it up just a little bit. Sofia Boutella in this movie is bland as the mummy, and what is even worse is I have no idea what she wants. She just comes alive and terrorizes and possesses Tom Cruise. Why? In the end, people, this movie was a mixed bag. When there was action on the screen, I was engaged, and when there wasn't, I had a handful of stuff that I liked, I had a handful of stuff that I did not like, and they were just like, And in the end, I have to give this a 4 out of 10. I didn't hate it, I didn't like it, I was in the middle with it, which is more than a lot of people are with this movie. A lot of people hate this movie. I am just ambivalent towards it. And that is going to be the end of my review today, but stay tuned on the channel in just a couple of days where I will come up with the Blu-ray review, where I will review the standard Blu-ray video and audio and special features and rate all of this at the end. And I will also review the 4K Blu-ray as well. I have it sitting right next to me. I'm going to film it right after this, and it will be out for you guys in no time. I thank all of you guys for watching my horror marathon leading up to this year's Halloween. I have a lot planned for you guys, so stay tuned to the channel, and I will see all of you next time.